office because I was hear this conversation going on.
Yeah, it's a TV. It's always a TV. This TV's always on. Okay, so you talked to him this morning?
So I talked to him around, it was around 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And his general attitude was, as long as you have a job that you're going to, I want you to be happy, so whatever you want to do.
So he wasn't suspicious?
Of course he was suspicious.
He was?
He asked me point blank if I, had a thing with him.
He asked you point blank? No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said, did you have an affair with him?
He said, did you have an affair with the president? You're kidding.
Not the P, but with him. I mean, obviously that's what he meant. He just didn't say the name.
Really?
And I said no. And then I said, but to tell you the truth, if I had, I would say no still.
You said that?
Uh-huh.
And what did he say?
Nothing.
So I wonder if he wonders.
I'm sure he wonders. I'm sure he...
Did you tell him he was helping you?
Mm-hmm.
Did he question that?
No.
See, that was the part I thought he would question.
No. Because I didn't really... It came out fine. It was, hold on. Oh, my God. Okay. I told that, see, I knew this would work with him. I knew that bringing in just the whole idea that, I had conversations with him. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Just that whole idea makes everything almost okay.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this is he's like a normal person. You know what I mean? We're jaded. We're very jaded.
So having a conversation with the big creep is no big deal to us.
Right.
But it is to him, yeah.
So he was very cool. So, I explained, I said, this, that. So I said, that's what happened. I was really upset in general. I called you when I went out this morning, and I came home, and I was so upset, Linda.
Why?
I was so angry, and I was disgusted, nauseous.
About
what's happened. The fact that I'm not going back there. Just nauseous about it.
I know, I keep going back and forth with the same thing.
But they were never going to do it. So, because look, the truth is that Vanessa had 3 weeks, and there was still nothing. All they had to do was create something.
Or at least give you an update.
Right,
It looks like this, or it looks like that, but you got nothing.
Nothing,
Which, then I wonder if you had pushed, would that have ever come to anything? But I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I have such mixed feelings about the whole thing.
I mean, don't you think the telling part of it was how quickly there was movement on this?
As soon as you said New York.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's without a doubt easier for them to do this. Do I think it was impossible the other way? No, I just don't know. I don't know whether I trust them to do what they say they were going to do.
And my dad said anyway, he said, do you really want to go back there with everything that's going on? He's like, you don't want to get dragged into that. I'm like, no.
Yeah, well, that's...
Oh my God. My dad was telling me the talk shows out there.
Yeah.
They're they call it Willie Gate.
You're kidding.
No.
Here, the House Judiciary Committee has edited out about 20 seconds of the conversation.
So you told them this was imminent?
I mean, it's left, the whole thing is, everything is contingent upon, he's fine with everything as long as I get a job. Do I know for 100% sure that I'm going to get a job? No.
You told him
that.
Okay, good.
So these are the things that are good about what happened. I brought him into this situation early enough so that he feels he's a part of it now.
Right.
Okay. And I made a point of saying that. He was shocked, this is so weird. I mean, maybe he has changed. I don't know. He was shocked and was upset that I was so upset and nervous to talk to him about this.
Really?
Uh-huh. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's it was a combination of
Yeah. Right. Well, at least this way, I think it's acceptable in his mind. I have to tell you, I think he probably does suspect.
Yeah, but I think he asked because it was like, of course he was going to ask.
I don't think he expected you to say yes.
Exactly.
But by the same token, I'll bet when he sits down with the, whatever her name is, they'll come to that conclusion.
I'm sure. But,
that's your business, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything you have to admit to your father.
Right. So, I think in general, honestly, something that helped too is the fact that they had seen him staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that kind of reinforces it.
When was that, anyway?
That was June of last year.
It was a year ago?
Oh, way over a year ago.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, God. Was that when you wore the navy dress?
No.
Oh, I remember a radio address with a navy.
No, that was when I went alone.
Oh.
This one, I don't think you've seen this picture. It's such a horrible picture.
What?
I'm wearing remember that light pink suit I showed you?
Yes.
That's what I was wearing.
Oh, that's beautiful, though. Who?
The creep.
Why?
He has a plastic look on his face. It looks like we're standing with a cardboard cutout in there.
It's probably because he's saying...
No, he's got that cardboard look that I've seen him do in 1,000 pictures.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I never did see that picture. Not one you want to frame, huh?
No. The one I have framed is really the only one I wanted framed.
That one was nice.
Yeah.
When was that? I don't even remember.
That was the radio address in February.
This past?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember even how that came about, tell you the truth. I just remember the picture.
Oh, that was the one...
But that was the navy dress that we liked, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that went well.
Good.
And,
That's a big load off your mind. Now all they have to do is come through.
Yep.
When does he get back? Tonight? Tomorrow?
So I think early tomorrow morning.
So he'll probably see that Monday.
Hopefully.
And is he in town for a length of time after that?
I don't know. He's in town. This is sort of all I know. The bits and pieces of what I know. Okay?
Oh.
Now, the next week, I think he's around this week. The next weekend is her birthday. Then Monday, they go to Chicago, both of them. And I think he comes home, and she stays in Chicago. And then, like, Friday, she goes to Ireland, and then is away in England for the weekend. But he goes to Miami on that Friday. So...
Well, he's got to be there to make this happen.
No, he doesn't.
Why, you think he'll do it by phone call?
I think he's gonna... Don't you think he's gonna kind of hand it off to... I have a feeling he's gonna give it to Erskine. I wish he'd do with Vernon.
Well, I thought he said he was going to do it to Vernon.
He did, but,
Well, I think when he sees this list and sees your... I think he would have handed it to Erskine for sure if you had said...
The UN.
Hey, I want to go to the UN.
Right.
Then I think that's who would have gotten it. But I think you were pretty clear in that note you couriered over there, whatever you did, and when he gets it, I think he's going to get out of this anything but the UN. So, that's all right. I think he trusts that guy as much as he trusts anybody.
Yeah.
So, and we're just not informed enough to know how many... He's just got fingers in a million pies.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's now time to...
Yeah, well, they're going to do something because they clearly find this to be the acceptable answer.
Unless he thought it was going to be the UN, but I didn't say the UN, and I talked about other things. And he'll get the note and see it's not going to be the UN, and realize, And my dad even said to me, he said, well, if they don't start showing progress, he said, you should you need to put a little pressure on them.
Your father said that? I wonder how he assumes you would have any leverage for pressure.
Well, in the sense of, which is true, which is, to kind of say, I mean, he obviously doesn't know the history of everything, but so his, this sort of thing of, and it is true, had I been a different kind of person, even with what happened, the version I gave my dad, had I been a different kind of person, this would not have been good for you. Would not have been political expediency to send me to the Pentagon.
Right. I still can't believe Evelyn admitted that to your mother.
No.
That just shows what odd people they are. I mean, I don't know what I would have said, but that wouldn't have been it.
Yeah. I would have pretended I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she was the deputy chief of staff at the time. How likely is it that she could be safe in saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't remember." Amazing. I haven't seen her in years. Remember, when I knew her, she was secretary.
So, I hate him too,
No, you don't.
I do sometimes. I hate him so much.
Why?
If you think about it, it's like, okay, there they are. I saw this footage of them. They arrived in
the Andes.
Yeah, and it's like going to spend the night in a spa or whatever it is, and retreat, and going to golf, and go and go here and go do this. And I'm like, you know what?
Well, the sad part about it is, we know he has this lifestyle fine, but the unfair part of it is that you've been punished severely, and that's the hard part. If you had been treated like this, would be a whole lot easier to take. This sort of finding it acceptable to get you out of the area, it's selfish on his part, let's face it. Too damned scary for him.
I'm not afraid to remind him how he got to this point, I mean, the thing, what I didn't get out of him, which really bothered me, that I wanted to, put him against the wall in a sense, in saying to him, how come you never got mad at any of these people who were supposed to do something?
To help you.
Right. How come he never got mad at them? How come he never demanded an explanation?
I don't think he can answer that.
But he should at least have to answer it to himself. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So I bought this really neat thing today.
What?
I stopped at this antique store in McLean, and it's really for my mom because it goes with her furniture, not mine.
What is it?
It's this little French wood end table.
Oh.
It's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a tiny little thing, and it's got 4 drawers.
Oh. How much?
It was $185 with 50% off, so it was like $90.
You're kidding.
No.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. I mean, you probably could have gotten a better price at an auction for it.
I don't know. It doesn't.
But, it's
is it
gorgeous.
tall?
It's got, what?
Tall? End table height?
It's end table height. It's very small. It's probably about a foot wide. But it's got, how the French wood, they do the dark and light, the light inlays, whatever they're called. So it's got that. It's beautiful.
Now, you should save that for an occasion for her.
Well, I can't save it somewhere,
When's her birthday?
It's not till April.
Oh.
So,
Hanukkah.
I can't. Where am I supposed to save it?
I don't know. Your closet.
We'll see it. So,
So what are you doing tonight?
Going to a stupid party.
How was that party?
It was fine. It was fine.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Are you sure you were
I don't know.
So whose party tonight?
That's this, this is like a really smart thing for me to be doing, let me tell you.
What?
It's like a party that's being hosted by this guy who works in communications.
Oh. Who?
Kevin Moran.
Who are you going with, Ashley?
Mm-hmm. It's just stupid, because I'm just going to leave being really depressed.
Talk to the guy. Maybe he has an opening.
Nah. I couldn't get through anything. Are you kidding?
Well, you know, even I keep going back to this sort of roundabout way to the point that even if you did get in, Nancy would always be there. And there's no getting around that.
That's true.
I think Nancy knows.
I don't think she knows.
Oh, she's savvy.
She can assume.
Yeah.
But it's like all things, you know, you can assume, you know. Like you can assume to the nth degree, but you don't know unless you see.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. So what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to I've been doing a little painting, and I worked outside today, and just normal maintenance I haven't had time to do because I haven't been home. So, I've got a lot to do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Good.
So,
I'm proud of you. Uh-huh.
blah, blah, blah.
That's true.
Except next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be away. Not this week, next week. So.
Well, you know, most of the hotels you'll be in probably have a gym.
I won't be in, no, I won't. That'll be when I go up to my mother's.
Oh. Where are you going next week?
That's when, over Halloween is what I'm talking about.
Oh, when you go to Halloween?
Yeah.
Well, 4 days you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You're going to go to Norma's, aren't you?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I have to get in touch with her.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to go. So. But you know what, Monica? Don't make yourself nuts with getting angry again and all that.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Because it's futile. He is doing the best thing he knows how to do. Does it seem unfair? Yes, of course it does. But the proof will be in what he gets for you.
What's the saying? The proof's in the pudding?
Yeah.
I know. I mean, we'll just wait and see. What I really want to do, I'll tell you honestly, I am way fed up with Betty. I am like, I could never speak to her again and be fine with that.
I know.
And I'm hoping that I won't have to. You know, I'm just going to trust that she's going to remember to give it to him on Monday. And if she doesn't, then he's got to remember to ask for it. You know?
Good.
So, because I don't know. And it's up to him to pick up the phone and call me. You know?
I hope it's not the middle of the night.
I'm sure it will be. Why call me at a decent hour?
It's only he'll call a decent hour and say, I have some options. Why don't you come over tomorrow? Or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but I think that's a fat chance.
The other thing is, you know, we haven't gotten to that point yet, but are you expected to interview for these jobs?
No, I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, when my understanding with this is he is going to secure you a job. Sort of like somebody's going to tell somebody, and you're going to be told when to show up.
Yeah, that's what I'd like. You know.
Can't do that.
I have to say it was not the most reassuring thing when he said to me, you know, when I asked him to look me in the eye and tell me he was going to do this, and his answer was not, yes, I will do it. It was, I will do the best I can. You know?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, well, you know, I might as well stop talking about it because there's nothing, you know, it's out of my hands right now, for right now. You know, I did what I was supposed to do. I think I did an adequate job with it.
You did. I just don't want, you know, I guess I'm gun shy, but I don't want the 1st of November to roll around and nothing be talked about.
Well, obviously, okay, look, obviously, you know me, Linda. Do you really think I'm going to let it get to that?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm talking like, I'd like him to get this. I'd like him to have time to talk to someone. I'd like to see what he's going to do with this, you know?
See, and he has no fear in this because there will be nothing linking him to it, especially if it's not at the UN.
Right.
You know? I mean, it would take someone like, what's his name, to say, oh yeah, he asked me to do it.
Right.
Which won't happen.
Right.
So he's totally safe. There's no cost factor here, where bringing you back over there was. Cleo, go lie down. Go lie down. Go ahead. Go lie down.
I worked. I had a part-time job when I was in school.
I only saw one note. It said Monica. Call Monica.
I know, but I think like I called you the third time because I was nervous before I called my dad. I wanted to talk to
okay.
you. Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, you could have not been there. If he had not been there, it would have just been the answering machine, right?
I was over there trying to figure out how to use a leaf blower, and I decided it was too complicated. I'd go with the old rake. Afraid I'd break it or something, so.
I don't know. The idea of the leaf blower, it's like you blow, don't they just move somewhere else?
I know. I don't quite get it either. So, and there's so many of them. Oh, my God, they're everywhere.
The House Judiciary Committee edited out about 6 minutes of the conversation at this point.
Well, you get to New York, you'll be in a better area as well.
That's for sure.
So.
Here's a conversation between Linda Tripp and Monica Lewinsky recorded on Saturday, October 18th, 1997. It begins with several spotty edits by the House Judiciary Committee, and there are several longer edited portions later in the conversation.
I want to make sure that's what it was.
There's breath all over me.
Well, we all know that's...
I don't know that...
Okay. Ann, just wait. Ann came to work there, and nobody else knew. I know that even Nell said that she goes on all her advance trips. She always did the advance trips when the wasn't there.
Well, now, I don't know that. I don't know.
I know that.
You know that to be a fact?
I don't think Nell would lie to me about that. And that I know that when they went to Russia, okay, she was doing advance for this Russia trip. That they had gone on this trip. It was last year, actually. It was right after I got fired. That he went somewhere. I forget where he went. He went to Japan and then she came home and he went to Russia and advanced the Russia part of the trip. And she had asked Nell to go out with her somewhere because she didn't want to go alone because it's unsafe.
Who asked?
Go
okay,
with her
all right.
Mm-hmm. And then when he came, I hear, you took out so that she could go somewhere so she wouldn't be unsafe.
So what's wrong with that? Oh, because that means Catherine told him?
Exactly.
Well, I don't doubt that they have a dialogue. I mean, she just seemed totally romantically disinterested. I mean, I never saw anything. Yes. But so what were these pictures you saw that freaked you out?
They were just, like chum pictures that Ashley had.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Oh, you mean jumbos?
No. Like pictures, Ashley and her friend Lisa were walking in the OEOB, and they saw the creep, so they shook hands and took a picture with him.
Yeah.
And he was walking with...
Oh. When was this?
In August.
Did you ask Ashley where she is now, or why she was there, or what's going on?
Oh, you know how she is. I said, I thought she was gone. I said, what was she doing there? I thought she left. And she goes, yeah, she did leave. I said, I thought she left a long time. And she goes, yeah, you're right, I don't know. Anyway, didn't you read that it was like one of the books or something.
Remember, I've read none of the books.
Okay, or whatever. Said that the used to come by his office every day after the run when there. And it didn't work there anymore. Gee, lo and behold, he didn't come by anymore.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That wrote that?
Yes.
In what book? Did he write a book?
No, I don't know if it was his book or it was one of the articles I read.
Oh. Look, you have always said that you know you're not the only girlfriend.
I know, but it's like I know, and then
Go ahead.
It's one thing to know it, and then it's one thing to know it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And then I just feel like this is what I don't understand. Why is it okay for everyone else?
I don't know.
She's not much older than I am.
No, she's not.
And I just
But she's not there anymore either.
But she was there through the election. She was there the whole time.
Well, I would like to know what she sprung to from this.
You know?
I'd like to know what kind of salary she's commanding now. Because let me tell you, she was about as sharp as a marble. I mean, this was not known to be particularly bright, okay? So I'd be very interested if she parlayed her little advance work into some six-figure salary, then we'll know. You know, I'm afraid if you let him get you a job in New York when you still have unresolved feelings of unfair and unjust treatment, that this isn't going to be the solution. And here's why. I mean, you now have proof that has access. She gets in, she's with him. You know, why? And why not you? And why is allowed to, you know, prance all around the West Wing looking like a Kmart hooker, and you're not? I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here because I don't want you to freak out when you get to New York and say, I turned my whole life upside down to accommodate his goddamn needs.
Well, but he wasn't going to accommodate my needs. He wasn't going to get me. It's been a year, and he hasn't done it. You know?
What do you mean a year?
What I mean is, we've been working on trying to get me a job there for a year.
It has not been a year.
It's been almost a year. It's been 10 months, 10 and a half months. First time I ever said anything to him was January 8th.
On the phone?
Uh-huh.
Well, but he's the one that said he'd get you right back there right after the election.
Right.
Have you ever had a conversation with him about these things? By that I mean, you know, others are allowed to stay and I'm not.
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I think I screamed it last time, but I don't think I got any response.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's fair for me to say, you know, I need you to answer this question for me.
Well, he's never going to admit he had a fling with... I'll promise you that. He's not.
He won't admit it with her. He won't admit it with anybody.
Well, he admitted it to me. So...
When did she admit it to you? Will you tell, please?
She told me, first of all, tried very hard to be my friend when I was there. But remember, it was because I was in the Oval. I knew what I was doing. She didn't have a clue. I told you that thing about... Right? And that was just so typical of... And at the time, she had not developed her own identity there. She was very much an outsider, sort of sitting out there, and wouldn't let her in. It was just, you know, she was pathetic. And at one point, I just said, well, are you from Arkansas or what? And she said, well, no, I'm from... And I said, well, how'd you end up here? And she told me that she'd been... I don't know what it was, but during the campaign, and she got to know the governor really well, and she told him toward the end of the campaign that if he won, she wanted to come to Washington and have a high visibility, low responsibility job, and he promised her that he would make that happen. And she said, so here I am. And so this went on and on. She was more and more frustrated because she had no access to him. She was right in the West Wing, and she had no access. And she would bitch and moan that Nancy... you know, wouldn't let her in, and, you know, this buffer zone was not allowing her in, and blah, blah, blah. And early days, it was probably 3 months into the administration, she just came up to me and said, I won. And I said, what'd you do? She said, I just told them flat out they weren't letting me in and I wasn't going to stand for it. She said, I have my 20 minutes every morning now. And I made some comment like, for what? And she said, you figure it out. I said, I don't want to hear anymore. And she said, well, I didn't come here for anything less. So, and she made other comments too. And then she came over and was talking to me without the guys. And she had a real thing for it. Just couldn't stand. So she'd say, she'd make comments that you'd have to be half, dumb and dumber not to get what she was saying.
Yeah. She was the only one not invited to the birthday party, like 2 years ago.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me necessarily. But you can't, I don't want you getting upset like this.
Well, I can't help it.
But Monica, whatever he feels for you really has nothing to do with anybody else anyway.
Well, yeah, it does, because
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think he can be magnanimous. It's not in him. He admitted as much to you. He tries. And did I say magnanimous?
I mean, you mean monogamous?
Yes.
He's
I must
not
be
even
very
with
tired.
me, though. That's the whole point. It's like, why not me, but you're with them?
Well, maybe he's being good all the way around. Maybe his little calendar's just chock full of little dates. He's been good now. Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know. Why did he get to go back there?
Oh, well, I cannot assume just because she went back there, every time she goes back there, she's giving him a... Come on, even she can't be that stupid.
You don't think that something was sensed, what would provoke Nancy to say, I can't believe she's going back there with the whole Paula Jones thing going on?
I think her going in there and shutting the door and staying in there for any length of time would prompt Nancy to say that, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nancy, I don't know what their relationship is now, but Nancy was not a fan back then. You could tell that her instant danger radar went up whenever was around. She was always very gracious to her, but her guard was way up. But I mean, who knows? We don't know if he has 5 in the West Wing, 2 in the East Wing, and 1 in each city. We don't know anything. All we do know is he had something with you for all this time, and he cares enough about you to justify in his mind what he's doing and help you out. But he's too scared to bring you back into the White House. That's the bottom line. Why? I think it has to do with the age. It really does have to do with the age. He even horrified himself. Irrational moments like, holy, what am I doing? If this ever got out, if they think that one's bad, what would they ever do to me with this one? Married. She's in over the hill.
She's not over the hill.
Well, okay, she's 50.
I know, but I mean, she's a knockout.
In your opinion, okay. I think she looks like she walks straight out of Walmart, but...
I don't know, maybe you haven't seen her lately. She don't dress like she comes straight out of Walmart.
No, she doesn't. That doesn't mean a thing. So she buys all her clothes, she buys all St. John's. So what? She buys them because they're expensive and they're knit. And they cling to her silicone tits. I don't know. All I know is that I don't believe all you do, like about anything like that.
Guess right, get it. That's wrong.
How was the party?
I didn't go.
What?
I didn't go because, Ashley's so mad at me. I don't even care.
What happened?
The party we weren't supposed to go is you're supposed to come after 9. So Ashley's like, well, we'll go around 9:30. I'm like, okay, fine. So I went over there at 9, and the other girl who was supposed to go with us didn't show up until 10:30. I'm like, well, I'm tired, I don't want to schlep all the way to a party now.
Yeah.
And I was in a bad mood, and I was like, you know what, why should I force myself to go? I mean, this is so stupid. Why should I force myself to go to a party? I'm tired. I don't feel like going. And it's like, and then I don't know why I didn't, like, think about it more before. But until I got to Ashley's house, it's like, there are going to be a million people there that I don't like.
Really?
They're like Ledge Affairs people.
Oh.
It'll make me totally uncomfortable, you know? So then she was like, well, so then she was like, well, we'll take 2 cars. You can leave when you want to. And I'm like, okay. And then Teresa starts to tell where it is. And I'm like, I have no clue where this place is.
No.
You know, I'm like, forget it.
Was she angry?
Yes.
What'd she say?
I think she was just pissed off. I was like, I don't care. It's not my fault the other girl was like an hour late. You know?
Did you show her that you were annoyed at those pictures?
Mildly.
But did she say anything?
No, I don't think she knew.
Okay. Because, you know, it doesn't accomplish anything.
I know. I understand that.
I know.
The rationale. I understand. And I just feel, Linda, I'm just confused. Just in the big picture of it, I'm just confused. You know,
You're questioning his...
Just, it's not him as much. I'm just questioning the whole experience. I'm like, why did I have to go through this? Why has every time I've tried to walk away from it, you know, I mean, like, made the ultimatum, it comes out so that I'm still in this stupid thing.
I know.
You know, I'm like, I don't understand it. What am I supposed to learn? What is it that I'm supposed to gain? I don't feel any better about myself. I don't have more feelings of self-worth or more self-esteem.
Well, the you-know-what of the you-know-what found you awfully attractive.
But big deal.
I mean...
He finds anybody attractive.
Oh, that's not true.
It is true. I guarantee you that given the opportunity with anybody, he'd let anybody... It's serious, you know? I mean, it just...
Well, I'd believe that if you were a one-time deal. But look how long that went on. I mean, yeah, he had bouts of conscience and tried to, you know.
So it just...
Sometimes we don't learn what it is we're supposed to have learned until a long time later. I mean, maybe you were supposed to have this experience because nothing after this is going to be worse.
It probably will be. I didn't think anything after Andy could be worse. And this has been worse. This has been worse. This has been more pain.
This has been a lot of pain. But I think the greatest portion of the pain has been in the lack of continual contact with I'll have you right back after the election, just like that. And so you kept waiting for finite goals to occur.
I mean, he still doesn't even know that I counted the days until the election. I had in my little organizer, you know, 100, 99, 98,
Yeah.
97.
Because you really believed him.
I did. You know?
Of course,
Sorry.
I look at this. I know. I look at this and say, if nothing else, I want you to get a kick-ass
I know.
job out of it.
I understand that, and that works for you. Do you see what I mean?
Well, you got it. I can't stand the thought of you walking out of there with nothing.
Well, I know, and I need to because I have to get out of here. I have to get a decent job, or I have a decent salary, you know. But and I just know with time that time and distance are the only things that are going to help me.
Yes, definitely.
I did a rotten thing today.
What?
I called Andy.
What?
I know. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why, because I have no idea.
Because you're a glutton for punishment.
Probably.
So what did that accomplish?
Nothing. I just really realized that he's just such a disgusting. I don't know. I don't even know how I could have ever cared about him.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he talk?
Yeah. I mean, it was just this. He was scared, and I enjoyed that. Isn't that disgusting? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I laughed it up that he was so scared.
How could you tell?
I could just tell in his voice.
Was she there?
No.
So what was he scared of?
He's just scared because, you know what? Because he has worked out, they've worked everything out.
Really?
I'm sure. I mean, I didn't ask him.
Yeah.
You know?
So what did he have to say for himself?
Nothing. Nothing really.
No?
He just, like, I called and he answered the phone and I said, is Kate there? And he said, no, can I take a message? And I said, it's Monica. And I said, I just wanted to know really how the kids were and how you guys are doing.
And what did he say?
He's like, they're fine, we're fine. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, and then he was like, well, how are you? And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, I might be moving to New York. And he goes, oh, change of job? And I said, yes.
Did he know?
Yeah.
He knew about the president?
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding?
No.
So did he ask any questions about that?
No. You know what? I don't think he believed me.
You don't think he believed you?
Nope.
Well, he doesn't know you very well, does he?
So... Oh, are you kidding? No, the funniest of all of these was my friend Jason, who, of course, I didn't tell, but who was always saying to me, who was always making jokes about, oh, I bet you're trying to da-da-da, whatever, with the president, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, well, what if I have, Jason? He's like, oh, yeah, right. He's like, Monica, if you had, you would have told everybody.
Little does he know.
Really? And he's like, yeah, if I know one thing about you. I'm like, okay, whatever, Jay.
Yeah, well, that is, let's face it, it's pretty unbelievable.
No, I know.
I mean...
No, I know.
Not because of you so much, just because of the age difference.
So... Although interesting how my dad didn't even seem to think so. I think he knows. I think he knew just by the way.
I do too.
Just by the way he was looking at me that day.
But you know, I think he probably has a perverse pride in it.
Yeah.
Because, let's face it, he is, as you said, you keep drawing my attention to the fact that he's normal. Mm-hmm. And we're not anymore. We just become, it's just a familiarity. When you spend a lot of time around someone at that level, you do not see it the same way other people do.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think he'll ever ask you, and I think that'll go away. So Andy was scared. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
So then he said, I said, well, okay, bye. And he goes, well, do you want me to have Kate call you back?
What?
And I said, why? He said, well, you called for her. And I said, what? I said, no. I said, is Kate there? Because I didn't want to talk to you if she was there. And he said, what? And I said, so I had to explain it again. I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. I'm like, after the cards she sent back to me? I'm like, I don't think so. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, do you remember the last time I talked to you? He goes, yeah. And I said, remember how Kate sent me those cards back? He goes, yeah. I said, well, I haven't talked to her since, and I don't plan to. You know? And I said, I didn't want to talk to you if she was there. He's like, oh, I get it. I'm like, okay, well, bye. And he's like, well, that's it. And then my phone clicks, and I go, yep, bye.
Oh, no way.
Yep. I don't know. You know what? There was no remorse in his voice.
He's scared. They're all, you know what? They get scared, and they
I know. It was really fun, though.
To mush, because he was scared, because he knew you have the capability of screwing up his life. What are his kids' names?
Here, approximately 1 minute of the conversation has been edited out by the House Judiciary Committee.
So, well, you know what? Maybe that was good. You needed to do that, get that out of your system.
Oh, no. But I was so mad, I forgot to, say to him the one thing I wanted to say.
Well, you usually do.
I know. Which was, calling him because he said he was going to send me some letter, and he never did.
He's not worth it.
I hate him.
It's just...
Should have asked him if his hair was still long like a... And tell him that he looks like Ellen DeGeneres. Which is true. He does.
I basically can't remember what he looks like, except I didn't think he was so great. You know.
Weird. And you know what I was thinking this afternoon, too? It's like, it's so weird that when I was younger, it was such a big deal, losing your... Who do you lose your... to? And, oh my God, it's such a big deal, blah, 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 blah. And now it's big deal.
Well...
You know?
That's why when you start, you generally continue.
Yeah.
You sort of cross the great divide.
Yeah. It's just weird.
go to bed and let's not freak out about anything until you will speak to him, because he will have to give you an update.
Probably, I imagine, okay, I would like it to be this week. Knowing him, it'll probably be next week, like towards the end of next week. You know, when it comes close to the deadline of what it's supposed to be, and he'll call me with, oh, I don't know what, some excuse or something.
But he knows you have to give notice.
Right.
So I don't see how that can be. If you want to be done by the 1st of November.
No, not done, but give my notice.
Oh, I see. In any event, when he contacts you, you might see how it is and see if you want to bring anything up. You know,
I kind of feel like I don't want to be mean to him, but I also don't want to be that nice. You know, like...
you know what? Maybe something good to say would be, you know, I understand the difficulties that bringing me back would have, you know, caused, and I know that there was concern about that. But understand that it's very difficult for me to see, and name them. Name them. You have enough of a close relationship with him that you should damn well be able to do that.
I have named them, and he just laughs them off.
He laughs them off?
Uh-huh.
I don't understand.
Well...
I know. It's just ridiculous. It's just all stupid. You know what it is? What it is that it all makes me feel like what he's really saying to himself and like trying to express to me is, I just don't like you enough. I don't like you as much as I like the other ones. So I made a mistake. I thought maybe I would like you, but I don't like you.
Where are you getting this?
I don't know. It's just how I feel.
That's because you have no self-esteem.
But then he also said on the phone, you know, and I was going to tell him in person, and I forgot. I was going to make him take it back. He said to me, if I had known what kind of person you really were, I wouldn't have gotten involved with you.
What does that mean? What kind of person are you?
Because he said he was, when he was yelling at me, he said, oh, I remember you said, oh, well, if you just want to stop doing this, I'll be no trouble. I'll be no trouble.
Oh, so...
And that was what started me, and I said, you f***ing tell me when I've caused you trouble. I said, you don't know trouble.
Man, he should be thanking his lucky stars. You are the farthest thing from trouble he's ever had.
But so that's what he said. If I had known you were going to get crazy like this or something, he didn't say crazy, but if I'd known you were going to be like this, I never would have gotten involved with you. That was a very nice thing to say, I thought.
Well, he vacillates. One time he's a lover, next day he's a father. You know what I mean? That's something a father would say. You know, like chastising his errant daughter. That's just his way of getting out of it. He's just trying to figure out, he's giving you back as good as you're giving, yelling and screaming in this controlled way.
Except the fact that, let's see, he doesn't have anything to yell and scream about.
He's yelling and screaming because you are making this an issue.
Well, it is an issue.
Of course it is. But it's only an issue for him when you raise it.
You know what I should have said, Linda? And I've been thinking, had it not been 2:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, I should have said, you should be yelling at the people who didn't get me a job, not at me. That's what I should have said.
Well, that's true. I guess what I find incredible is that he has never acknowledged the fact that it was because of your little fling with him that you lost your job, you've been miserable, and you have never, ever been anything but punished. And he's had no problem with this at all.
The closest he's come to that is he just kept apologizing.
Also, maybe that is his way of apologizing.
You know, I mean, I don't know.
You know how I feel about this. I feel very strongly that he should be thanking his lucky stars, left, right, and center, that you are who you are, and you're a very unusual person. Most people going through what you've gone through would have said, hey, you and the horse you rode in on, and let me call the National Enquirer, or,
yeah.
You know, you are the farthest thing from that kind of person, and he has no clue how lucky he is. I mean, how did he know? How did he know that you weren't taping his wacko conversation with you at 4 in the morning?
I know.
I mean, it amazes me. But somehow he knows.
He said to me, I I've never been worried about you. I've never been worried that you would do something to hurt me.
Well, he's right, isn't he? He's very right. But then he has no business yelling at you and saying, if I had known what kind of person you were in the beginning, I wouldn't have gotten involved with you.
I'm going to make him take that back. That hurt my feelings.
I think he said it in a moment of total anger.
Came in the little motorcade he rode in on. I'm going to say that to him. I'm going to go, you know what? And the motorcade you rode in on, buddy.
Oh, God, it's terrible. Look, this too shall pass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. There will be a time when you will look back on this with bittersweet memory, but
Yeah.